back to Redneck Garage. Thank you all for stopping by. Today's video, we're going to talk about winter storage. How to properly store your machines. Whether it's a generator, a chainsaw, a weed eater, a leaf blower, a lawnmower, whatever it may be. Any engine that sits for more than a month at a time. We're going to cover 2-cycle, cover 4-stroke. So let's get at it. For your 2-stroke machines, you won't be needing this. You can pick up some Poulan Pro synthetic 2-cycle engine oil at your local Walmart. I'm actually out. I'm out. I gotta get more. I used the last of it in this can. You can usually pick this up for about $2.99, which is a heck of a good deal. That's on sale. They're normally like $5.99, not on sale, which still isn't bad, but $2.99 is better. I usually buy the whole case when they got it. This has fuel stabilizer built in. So you're going to mix your oil just in your gas, just as you normally would for your 2-cycle engines. And then you're going to put it in there. You always want to make sure, before you let your machines get stored, you always want to make sure the tanks are full. And we'll get to that in a minute. Reason why, because it covers everything. For your 4-cycle engines, you want to get yourself some sea foam. And you want to use 1 ounce per gallon of gas. And again, you want to make sure your gas tank is full. And again, we're going to get to that. What I use to measure it out, because I never go more than 4 or 5 gallons at a time, I use a baby bottle. And that's actually what I use to mix my gas. See, I actually have mine marked out here on everything. But baby bottles are in ounces and milliliters. So when you're in the US, you're going to use ounces. So we got 2 gallons of gas we want to treat. With this, we'll use 2 ounces and we'll pour it in there. Say we got a gallon of gas that we want to do 50-to-1 mix in. That's going to be about 2.6 ounces of oil. Now this container has a mixer on it, but I still use the baby bottle because I can easily take this with me somewhere, then carry this, and the top comes off, it gets spilled, whatever, but the baby bottle's not really going to spill out. So that's why I use baby bottle. And boy, does it stink. Wow. Anyway, so that's how you're going to mix your gas. Now, one thing people don't really tell you is your carburetor has a bowl on it. Carbureted machines. Most all this stuff is still carbureted these days. So your carburetors have a bowl on them. And a lot of people will run their machine out of gas and store it that way. That's actually bad. Very bad for your carburetor. And the reason for that is there's no gasoline in there. Your seals and everything else will dry up, especially in a chainsaw, weed eater, smaller engines like that. Your diaphragms will dry up and get hard, and then come next season it's not going to run right or run at all. So you don't want to run them out of gas. That is very bad, very bad. You want to make sure your gas tank is full. Number one, because what makes gas go bad is not really age. It's moisture and evaporation. Okay? So your gas tank is sealed. It has a vent breather and everything, but it's pretty much sealed from the elements. So you want to fill that up let your chainsaw or whatever engine run to get your good stuff mixed in. And you can use this with this. It won't hurt, but you don't need to because this comes with its own stabilizer. You want to let it run to get in the system. Now, as your machine sits for a month on end, 2 months on end, whatever, the gas evaporates out of the carburetor. And when that happens, it leaves behind garbage, junk, nasty stuff. You don't want that. So what I recommend to everybody, and it has worked for me, I haven't had to clean a single carburetor on anything I own from the day I owned it, whether it was used or whatever. I haven't had to clean any of my own carburetors. Once a month, go out and start your engine and let it run for at least 15 minutes. Get new gas into the bowl, get the old gas out. Because there's this much gas in your carburetor versus a whole tank of fuel. It's going to evaporate and it's going to leave garbage in there. So you want to get it to flow. So every month that it sits, one time a month, start it up and let it run out. Now with that being said, you got your generator, you got your battery. Your battery will die on its own. That's just what lead acid batteries do. You can put a tender on it, but honestly, tenders sometimes do more harm than they do good. So, just take your engine, start it up for 15-20 minutes a month, let it top off that battery, let it get new fuel into the carb, and you'll have zero issues come next season. And on top of that, even in the wintertime, some places have power outages. You want your generator to start, especially in the wintertime. You can run an electric heater off this if you need to. You can run your refrigerator off this if you need to. You can run a lot of things off of this. So you want it to start. You don't want to have any problems with it. Well, now that we covered the basis, I want to tell you guys, I'm going to share some pictures or video of how clean my carburetor was in my Kawasaki 300 brute force when I did the jet kit. It is a 2017 model. I had never had the carburetor off other than to do the jet kit, and I want to show you guys how clean that carburetor was. Now, this carburetor is a virgin. She is a virgin. She's never been cracked open. It's a 2017 model. So let's see how clean or dirty it may be. If it needs cleaned, we'll clean it up. Wow. I guess you guys can say, see, that's what happens when you only run premium fuel. It even smells clean. Yes, it doesn't smell like stinky fuel. And this thing sits a lot. Spotless, because I do these techniques to all of my machines. Everything I own gets these techniques done. And I wanted to cover the engine oil that I use and why I use it. I use Amsoil. I use Amsoil in all my ATVs. I use it in my lawnmower, my side-by-side, all of that. Number one, if you order it from Amsoil.com, it's usually cheaper. I think I paid like $8 a quart on their website. Now I know you can get Rotella T6 for sometimes $13 for 5 quarts or whatever it may be. Do you? I have nothing wrong with that. I can say nothing bad about that. But do you? I do me. I run Amsoil in almost everything. The generator, since I changed the oil so much on it, I just use regular 10W30, whatever I can get that's cheap. Synthetic, of course. Just run whatever is cheap, because I change it. So, I mean, very often I change it in this, because there's no filter. I don't want all that steel building up. So, if you guys have any questions about fuel additives, I'm going to recommend Terrell Fixes All. He has a video. He's been doing an experiment for the last year on different additives and how they perform and all of that.
All right, stun shield.
Had to keep choking it too.
Yeah, a couple of times, but it ran.
About 10 pulls it seems the average.
Yeah.
I'm gonna count these too.
All right, you sure?
Yeah, I'll pull it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I'll have a link to his video down in the description. Make sure that you check out my links down below, because I'll have all of this stuff down below. I'll even put Rotella T6 down there for you guys. And I'll put some other oils that I personally like, have no problems with for applications like this. Not necessarily a dirt bike or anything like that, but an application like this, most oils is fine. I mean, it's just a generator. So, alright guys, well, I hope you like everything here. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel and you're new here, go over and check out our lifted golf cart build. We're lifting a golf cart and we're putting a turbo on it, engine. It used to be electric. We're turning in the gas with a turbo. Check that video out. I'll have it down in the description as well. Or if not, it'll be on my channel. So I want to thank you guys for stopping by. I hope all of this was helpful for you today. And keep in mind, you can pick up a baby bottle for $1. $1. And it's easily to throw in your toolbox. Doesn't take up much room. You can fill that sucker up with oil, and it's good for a few gallons of gas. So, alright guys. Thank you for watching. We appreciate everything. Make sure you stop by often and check us out and see what we're up to. Thank you. Peace.